Look down, we beseech you, on us who are members of this Senate, and deign to assist us in the duties that we have to perform on behalf of our beloved country of Trinidad and Tobago. Open our eyes to see the truth, and help us to accept it with all its implications into our lives. Direct us, O Lord, in our deliberations, so that setting aside private interests, unwholesome prejudices, and personal affections, we may treat all matters set before us with honesty, courage, and conviction. Through all we say and do in this Senate, may we give glory and honor to your holy name, inspire confidence in our fellow citizens, and make a positive contribution to the peace and prosperity of our nation. Amen.
Announcements by the President.
Honourable Senators, I have received a request for leave of absence from Senator Amrita Deinarine for today's sit-in. The leave the member seeks is granted. Honourable Speakers, I have received the following correspondence from the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Dear Madam President, read change of membership to joint select committees. Reference is made to the subject at caption. At a sitting held on Wednesday, June the 16th, 2021, the House of Representatives agreed that Mr. Kennedy Richards be appointed to serve on the following joint select committees. The Joint Select Committee for National Security in lieu of Mr. Fitzgerald Hines, and the Joint Select Committee for Energy Affairs in lieu of Mr. Stuart Young. Accordingly, I respectfully request that the Senate be informed of this decision at the earliest convenience, please. Yours sincerely, Bridget Mary Anisette George, Speaker.
Petitions, papers.
Leader of Government Business.
Table the following papers as listed on the order paper in the name of the Minister of Finance. The reports of the operations of the National Insurance Board, Trinidad and Tobago, and the audited financial statements for the financial years ended June 30th, 2019 and June 30th, 2020. Thank you.
Questions on notice. Questions for oral answer.
Leader of Government Business.
There are 3 questions on notice, and the government will be responding to all 3 questions.
Senator Mark.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Madam President. Question number 123. To the Minister of National Security.
Minister of National Security.
Thank you very warmly, Madam President. In respect of part 1 of this 4-pronged question, I respond as follows. An independent, comprehensive disaster management audit of Trinidad and Tobago was completed in October 2020 by the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CDEMA, in accordance with the International Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction 2015 to 2030. The objective of the audit was to assess Trinidad and Tobago's disaster management capacity, mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. It was determined that the country's level of preparedness is performing satisfactorily. In answer to part 2, the answer is yes. In response to part 3, the National Response Framework is subject to periodic review, the last of which occurred in 2016. The NRF is currently being reviewed and is expected to be finalized by the end of 2021. In addition, the National Earthquake Plan has already been revised and is expected to be finalized by mid-2021. The National Tsunami Protocol and Plan is currently being revised following the recent international tsunami exercise Caribe Wave 21 and that was conducted on March 11, 2021. And in respect of Part 4, following Cabinet's consideration and approval of the revised NRF, tabling of the document in Parliament would be duly considered.
Minister, whether the government will...
Permit me, Madam President, I can barely hear the low tone of the senator.
Which is unusual.
Yes, yes. In some
Well,
ways
let me
unusual.
see if I can ramp up my voice. Madam President, can the Honorable Minister state whether the recently concluded comprehensive report on national preparedness by the agency that he mentioned, whether that document could be made available for the Senate and whether he's prepared to table such?
Would have affected his hearing as well. I did indicate that as soon as that document is approved by the Cabinet, consideration will be given to taking the action as you have just proposed.
Yes, Madam President, through you to the Honorable Minister, can the Honorable Minister indicate whether he can share with us the timeline for Cabinet's consideration of this plan, given this, the critical need, I should say, for us to all be prepared for natural disasters in our country?
Minister.
President, the entirety of my response to this four-pronged question demonstrated that the government understands the critical nature of this. I have outlined clearly the action and actions that we have taken, and I have stated several times in my response the timelines that are to be operated by the government in this respect.
Senator Mark.
Madam, let me go to the next question. Thanks, Minister.
Next question, Senator Mark.
To the question number 124 to the Minister of Education.
Leader of Government Business.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Madam President, with respect to tertiary level education, in keeping with Vision 2030, the National Development Strategy, the Ministry of Education is committed to ensuring that available funding mechanisms are aligned to training which contributes to national development priorities, labor market demands, and entrepreneurial growth. Madam President, based on the data of the Ministry of Education, 42% of the scholars from 2010 to 2015 pursued studies in medicine and health, 20% in engineering and technology, 13% in science and technology, 8% in humanities and education, 5% in natural sciences, and 12% in social sciences. Madam President, while the government recognizes that healthcare professionals are important and continue to remain in demand, there are many other areas of study which are equally important and critically required for the holistic development of Trinidad and Tobago in accordance with Vision 2030. The National Bursary Program therefore allows funding to be directed to those other areas as well as to medicine and health. Madam President, the strategic realization to which the Honorable Senator refers speaks to the fact that under the National Bursary Program, one of the investment criteria is the alignment of the applicant's intended course of study with the priority areas of study as identified in the development needs list of the Ministry of Planning. To this effect, Madam President, the aim is to strategically focus government's investment in post-secondary education, which includes a monthly stipend, annual book allowance, and 100% gate on a wide range of subject areas needed for the country's development. This approach is distinct from the scholarship system, where the money is spent in the areas chosen by the recipients. I thank you, Madam President.
Senator Mark.
Madam President, can the Minister indicate which agency or unit within the ministry will be responsible for the disbursement of these bursaries?
No, Senator Mark, that question is not allowed.
Madam President, can I ask the Honorable Minister whether the allocation of funding for this particular program that we have identified in the question, can the minister indicate the sum that is being allocated?
Senator Mark, that question does not arise.
Okay. Can I go on to the next question?
Yes, of course.
Question number 128 to the Minister of Social Development and Family Services.
Thank you, Madam President. The Ministry of Social Development and Family Services is responsible for the administration of the Disability Assistance Grant for children and is committed to the provision of effective and efficient service delivery to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, who through no fault of their own rely on the ministry for their well-being. The announcement of this measure, which was introduced during the reading of the Financial Appropriation Bill in 2019, was symbolic of government's commitment to improving the well-being of all persons with disabilities. The effective date for the introduction of the grant was January the 1st, 2019, and as at April 2021, 2,481 children are in receipt of the Disability Assistance Grant. The Disability Assistance Grant for children is payable where the overall assessment of the disability of a child is either severe or complete, and where the disability is permanent in nature. Such certification shall come from a pediatrician or other medical practitioner, public health, authorized by the district medical officer for this purpose, or from a pediatric specialist, private, registered with the Medical Board of Trinidad and Tobago. Additionally, the child must not be the beneficiary of any other grant exceeding $1,500 that is paid arising from being a person with a disability. Certain other residential requirements must also be satisfied in order to get the grant. In September 2019, the ministry transitioned 554 children who were in receipt of the public assistance and special child grants to the new Disability Assistance Grant for children, and the effective date of payment to these persons was January 2019. After the necessary administrative arrangements were put in place, applications for the Disability Assistance Grant for children commenced in fiscal 2019-2020. In this year, the ministry received 1,194 applications and processed 1,168, representing a completion rate of 97.8%. At present, 26 applications from this period remain outstanding for a number of reasons, including the completion of documentation ID, and this was by far the greatest cause of delay for processing applications received in 2020. Applications have been deferred for reasons such as non-completion of relevant form, completion of declaration, awaiting ID of application, awaiting the ID of applicants and or parents. Among this, court decision referrals on matters related to updates, legal guardianship, legal custody. And this was the second greatest cause of delay in processing applications. Medical, awaiting medical report. This was the third greatest source of delay. Immigration information related to the status or travel history. Further investigation, home visit by officer. 3 applicants are awaiting a visit or further investigation. Unable to contact 2 applicants. Going to the next local board level, which takes we have 5 cases that are going to the local board level, and outstanding cases, we have 4 applications are genuinely outstanding, and that is the officers have not yet been able to address these applications due to workload and other matters. In 2021 thus far, the ministry received 220 applications, 142 applications were processed, and this represents a completion rate of 64.5% so far this year. At present, 78 applications remain outstanding. Again, the completion of documentation as identified earlier was by far the greatest delay of was the greatest cause of delay in processing the applications. And other reasons for delay in 2021 include the following: immigration travel details, further medical reports, and the submission of NIS information. 25 cases are awaiting a visit or decision from the relevant officers, and 14 cases were to be decided at the local board office in April 2021, and I'm sure by now that they have been processed. Genuinely outstanding cases in which an application has not yet been processed stands at 34. So a review of the data suggests that in most cases, the ministry has been processing the disability grant on time.
Yes, your time has expired.
Thank you.
Madam President, through you, can I ask the minister, as it relates to genuine cases, both in 2020 and 2021, what efforts are being made by the ministry to resolve these matters, having regard to the urgency of these disability assistance allowances needed by these children? Can you share with us, what is being done? Minister.
Thank you, Madam President. Our record shows us only 34 of those cases outstanding, and the ministry is working assiduously to process them. And this data is from April 2021. And the 14 out of this was supposed to have been reviewed at the board in April.
Through you, Madam President, Madam Minister, through the President, because of the circumstances that we are all faced with in this country, can you give us an undertaking as to a possible time frame for the remaining? You said 14 is being processed and should have been processed by now, out of the 34. The remaining, can you tell the Senate, what time frame you anticipate those would be concluded?
Minister.
Madam President, for you, the ministry is working assiduously to complete those other 20 cases. I can assure you that in the next month or two, it will be done.
Senator Mark.
Madam President, as it relates to, through you, Madam President, to the Honorable Minister, as it relates to those applications that may have, as you indicated, some challenges, medical-wise, immigration-wise, etc., can you share with us any anticipated time frame for the resolution of these applications? Can you share with us?
Senator Mark, no, I won't allow that question. You seem to be repeating.
No, remember we talking about two sets.
Right.
Those that are genuine.
Yes.
And then there are those that have extreme difficulties. They have medical problems, immigration problems, medical problems. So I'm just asking the Honorable Minister, as it relates to those issues, those applications, is there any time frame she would like to share with us for the resolution of those applications?
Minister.
Madam President, I wouldn't be able to give a direct time frame because of the fact that some of the information that we need does not come out of the ministry. For example, immigration information, the Ministry of Health, because of the fact that they may have to go back and get another assessment. So what we have been doing is liaising with our different stakeholders to assist the information, to get the information quickly. So that is what is happening. But I cannot give the time frame because we have to await that information from the various stakeholders.
Senator Mark. Okay.
Motions relating to the business or sittings of the Senate and moved by a minister.
Madam President, having regard to the correspondence from the Speaker of the House dated 17 June 2021 in relation to the change of membership on the Joint Select Committees, I beg to move the following motion. Be it resolved that the Senate agree to the following appointments to the Joint Select Committees. On the Joint Select Committee for National Security, Mr. Kennedy Richards in lieu of Mr. Fitzgerald Hines, and on the Joint Select Committee for Energy Affairs, Mr. Kennedy Richards in lieu of Stuart Young. Mr. Stuart Young, thank you.
Honourable members, the question is, be it resolved that the Senate agree to the following appointments to the Joint Select Committees. On the Joint Select Committee for National Security, Mr. Kennedy Richards in lieu of Mr. Fitzgerald Hines. On the Joint Select Committee for Energy Affairs, Mr. Kennedy Richards in lieu of Mr. Stuart Young. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. Leader of Government Business.
Madam President, thank you very much. Madam President, I thank you and the clerk and to my colleagues on the other two benches. Madam President, during the proceedings yesterday in the other place, at the committee stage, as you are aware, the member moved for the adjournment of that house to this morning at 10:30. And of course, Madam President, it is possible for the houses to sit simultaneously, but in this case, it was not possible or even practical, simply because the Honorable Attorney General is the person who was intended to move the two bills that are before us today, and the Honorable Attorney General is also required to be in the House for that debate. So in those circumstances, Madam President, I've consulted with my colleagues on the other benches, and we have no option, Madam President, but to ask you that I move in accordance with Section 14.1, Standing Order 17.1, that the Senate do now adjourn to Monday, July 5th, 2021 at 10 a.m. Madam President, on that day, it is proposed on the condition that the House completes the work on the two bills and two Tobago bills, and they are passed and available for debate in the Senate, that we deal with those bills on Monday, July 5th, 2021 at 10 a.m. And we also have available for us for debate, Madam President, we also have the motion number 10, filed in respect of the annulment of the order which proposes a change in the process of the appointment of the Commissioner of Police and the Deputy Commissioner of Police. We also have the bill for the amendment to the Mutual Assistance in Criminal Matters, the bill for the Miscellaneous Provisions Bill, which proposes changes to the Police Complaints Authority legislation, among other things. And we also anticipate, Madam President, having regard to the completion of that committee's work, that there should be available to us shortly the report of the Privileges Committee, which was appointed to consider certain matters in relation to
Senator Naked, please take your seat. Take your seat. Senator Naked, please. No such outburst is necessary, neither is it welcomed in this chamber. Continue, Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, having regard to those what I've listed there, four which are available for debate and one which we anticipate will be available, and I've moved to the adjournment to Monday, July 5th, 2021 at 10 a.m. I've also indicated to my colleagues that, as I've indicated before, the House debates the Finance Bill on Friday, July 2nd, 2021, and we had indicated a couple of weeks ago that we proposed to debate that bill on Tuesday, 6th of July, 2021 from 10 a.m. I've also indicated to my colleagues that having regard to the customary efficiency of this House in dealing with its business on the order paper, we propose that we sit also next week, Wednesday at 10 a.m., and such other days that are available to us next week, so that we could complete the work which I've listed previously. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Senator Mark.
Madam President, before I respond briefly to my colleague's statement, may I seek clarification from the Honorable Leader?
You may seek clarification, but may I say that it is always preferable that such clarification be sought amongst the
I'm talking
leaders.
about some matters.
Sure, but I still want to say that such clarification be sought among the leaders before the sit-in commences. Okay, but Senator Mark.
Yeah. Through you, Madam President, can the Honorable Minister indicate, in the event that those bills are not passed on today in time for Monday, can the Minister indicate to this House what matters we will then be addressing? Can you advise?
Which I've listed, so the priority Monday is on the assumption that the House completes its work and those bills are available to us on Monday. That would be the first priority. Failing that, Madam President, or if we finish that and there is sufficient time, we intend to move to the motion to annul, a motion number 10 filed by my friend, and thereafter to move in the order of the Mutual Assistance in Criminal Matters Act, the Miscellaneous Provisions Bill, and the Privileges Committee report once that is available to us. Thank you.
Madam President, may I indicate our bench disappointment that we came prepared to do the people's business. And it is quite unfortunate that we are unable to do so. And Madam President, as you are aware, the Parliament goes into recess on the 7th of July. That's an order that we have in our standing orders. So I really want to record our disappointment that, having been advised by the government that we shall be coming here today to deal with certain bills, and our colleagues have prepared themselves to address those bills, we are now being told that because of some decision taken some other place, our business, the people's business in the Senate, can no longer be pursued. I want to record our disappointment, our opposition, and our dissatisfaction with that kind of coordination.
All right, Senator Mark. Senator Mark, I think you've made your point. Thank you, Senator Mark. Senator Mark, please take your seat. You've made your point, and there's no need to repeat it. Okay? Senator Naked, I caution you again. Please. Leader of Government Business.
Madam President, I thank my friend for his intervention. Madam President, I would say this for the record, that once I was following the proceedings, and once I saw what was happening, I indicated right away to my colleagues on the independent and the opposition benches and the clerk, and I indicated to my friend immediately that I was getting clarification in respect of today, and I also indicated that the houses can sit simultaneously. And his immediate response to me was, this would be a logistical nightmare. That was, and I took that into consideration because I factored in, Madam President, that I consider several members on this bench, and I consider myself quite capable of moving the two bills that are before us for debate. I was quite prepared to. But I kept in mind, in fairness to my colleagues on both the independent and opposition benches, what Senator Mark said to me, that this would be a logistical nightmare to have the houses sit simultaneously. And what I have
Leader of government business. Continue, please.
What I have proposed, Madam President, represents not an abdication, but absolute focus on the business that is before us on the order paper. What I have set out, Madam President, takes us within the current period allocated to us. I raised it with my friend, and he was in agreement. And there's no question, Madam President, that this House will complete the work that is before us within the period. And there's no question of our productivity, not my productivity, but our productivity as a House. That at this stage, we have 2 bills from the House which are remaining for debate, and we have functioned efficiently with all the restrictions, all the challenges, and I will not allow Senator Mark in a moment of emotion to suggest or to even create the impression that this House has not been efficient and productive. What we are dealing with now is a situation brought on by the treatment of the bills, right?
Leader of government business. Leader of government. Senator Mark and Senator Nakid. And clearly you want to hear your voices over and over. So I'm going to ask you, please, to stop the outbursts. Leader of government business, can you move the motion, please?
Madam President, having regard to all that I've said, I beg to move in accordance with Standing Order 14.1 that this Senate do now adjourn to Monday, July 5th, 2021 at 10 a.m. The government proposes on that day, Madam President.
I think you've set it out already.
Thank you
so
very
let's just
much,
move the
Madam
motion.
President.
Honourable Senators, the question is that this Senate do now adjourn to Monday, July the 5th, 2021 at 10 a.m. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Those against say no. No. I think Senator Mark and Senator Nakid, please, if I have to caution you all again before we finish this sitting, I will do so, and I will do so without asking again for your cooperation. Do we need to await the 3 minutes, or are all the members here? Leader of government business, your member. Senator Leader. Senator Leader, what is wrong? It's plain English that I am speaking.
Singh. Mrs. Sagram Singh Sukla. Mr. Bacchus. Mrs. Lazama Lee Singh. Ms. Betelmi. Dr. Ibrahim. Mr. Mark.
Absolutely no.
Ms. John. Ms. Lakshmi Dial. Mr. Nakid. Mr. Laida. Ms. Rambajan.
No.
Mr. Richards. Madam President, the result of the division is as follows. 16 senators voted for, 6 senators voted against, and there were no abstentions.
Honourable Senators, the result of the division is as follows. 16 senators voted yes, 6 senators voted no, and no one abstained. This Senate now stands adjourned to Monday, July the 5th, 2021 at 10 a.m.